Good morning. Oh, I told myself I wasn't going to do that. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to TCCA 2020. I hope you have enjoyed your sessions for the morning. We're now into our afternoon sessions now. I hope you enjoyed your free parking. And without any further ado, here's Mr. Tommy Spall.
Hey everyone, I am Tommy Spall. I am a seventh year instructional technology specialist from the Brenham ISD in Brenham, Texas, small town in Texas. And we're between Houston and Austin, and we're known mostly as a cool little small getaway town, but we also have Bluebell Ice Cream, which makes Bluebell Ice Cream, which is the best ice cream in the whole state. If you're with me on that one, yeah, I think everybody can agree with me on that. Let's see. This is my 13th year in education. The presentation I'm going to do for you guys today is the 8 tech integration strategies for campuses and administrators. I have a lot of strategies and tips and just some tech tools I'm going to show you guys. Hopefully you all will take something away. You may have heard about a bunch of these activities or tools or tech tips or anything that I'm going to talk about, and you may be like, oh, okay, I've already seen this, I've already done all this, but maybe you can learn something and see something that I'm going to share with you and use it in a new way, or be like, oh, I heard about that like 3 years ago and I never did anything with it, so maybe I can try that now. So there's always, like, I always tell my staff and like the people I work with, I work on 3 elementary schools and an ECLC, which is a pre-K center for over 200 cute little pre-K kids. So what I always tell them is, like, we always have the opportunity to still learn and grow and have that growth mindset, especially as leaders. We have to model that for them. So we're just going to hop into this. And if you have any questions, I can see y'all in the chat. So just post to the chat and I'll try to address any questions you have. I just hope that you get something out of this session. So, again, my name is Tommy Spall. You can follow me on Twitter at Tommy Spall. I look forward to collaborating with you and doing that. And then you can email me if you have any questions. I'm at thehappyspall@gmail.com is my email address. So just let me know if you have any questions, and let's hop into this. So number 8, as a tech leader or as an administrator or leader on your campus, whether that's in the capacity of an instructional specialist, curriculum specialist, tech coach, admin, principal, AP, whatever, there's always great ways to integrate technology into what you do. I've had 2 extreme cases. I've worked on a campus in the past, not in this town, but in a different campus, that they had no technology. They didn't use technology. They didn't want to integrate technology. They just wanted to keep it non-tech based, which worked for them. They had some good things. Then I've also been in campuses that are entirely like tech based. Like, they love to use technology. And the way that they use technology is almost like seamless in how they do it with their staff, with their students. And what I've noticed a lot, like, sometimes teachers use tech just to use tech. I'm going to say that. I've been guilty of that. I'm like, ooh, I have T-tests coming up. How can I use some technology? Or I have an observation coming up. What can I do? So we've been guilty for that. But in the most part, I've seen administrators that if they're using technology, they're using it with a really good purpose because they want to use it. They want to make that investment in using it. Someone just asked me, how do you get to this presentation? Let me pause real quick. That's a great idea. Let me go back up here. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. To get to my presentation, it is bit.ly/84admin, EIGHTFORADMIN. And it's also dropped into your chat down there. So definitely check that out. All right, sorry. And so I've seen administrators really use technology with a purpose. So we're just going to go through some of these. I'm going to show you how, or talk to you about some of the ways that technology is being implemented and used or integrated into administration here in my district. So first, I'm going to talk to you about some phone apps. So the one app that all my administrators use, and that's through high school as well, is Remind. They love to use Remind. We don't have the pro pay version. We usually just use the free version. All my administrators use it. And the reason we like to use the Remind phone app or just the Remind app on our computers is so that we can always get back to the root of communication with our parents, with our teachers. So as an administrator on our campuses, our principals set up a Remind at the beginning of the year, and they use that for the whole school year with their staff. It's a great communication tool. It's a great communication tool for announcements, I've noticed. I've seen better tools, which I'll talk about some, for better two-way communication. Remind is great if I have to send out a newsletter or an announcement or reminders, hence the name Remind. So that's really good for those avenues and areas. And then you can also set one up for, I had one administrator that decided one year he wanted to set that up for all his parents instead of just using school messenger, which we have for the district. So they set up a Remind, and it was good for getting out this extra, not the very vital stuff that he had to get out for communication to stakeholders, but all the hey, we wrote a blog, or the kids are doing this. So just little updates throughout the day. The second app that I really love is Voxer. We started using Voxer a while ago, and we have a lot of administrators, and I've seen a lot of administrators around in different groups using Voxer. So Voxer is a two-way communication app, and you can use it just like a walkie-talkie. You can hop into a group, or you can start a group with yourself as well if you want to. And all you have to do is you can get on there and you can have these great conversations using Voxer. If I hold down my microphone, the button, I can do it like a talk, like an MP3. It records my voice. And it's also cool because on Voxer, it's free, and your staff can get it on their phones, and they can set up, as the administrator, you can set up groups within your Voxer. So I've seen admin have 4th grade group, 3rd grade group, 2nd grade group, at the elementary level, they have these different groups. So if they have an emergency, or if they need a teacher real quick or anything like that, they can just click on here. You can text, but you can also add video, images. But the cool thing about Voxer is the two-way, it's almost like a walkie-talkie. So they hop on there, they talk, they have their conversations with just that specific team, the only team that has to hear that content. A lot of times, especially as administrators, we get lost in I think one size fits all. I have to tell this message to everyone. No, honestly, not everyone has to hear your message. So it's really good to split it up into groups and have those group conversations on Voxer. And since it's free, it's really easy to encourage your staff just to be like, hey, hop on Voxer and get on there. Meredith Akers is an amazing principal that's over in Cy-Fair, and she is actually on the chat too, and she totally recommends Voxer because she's with her staff as well. And it's just such a great tool. So definitely check out Voxer. Marco Polo. I started using Marco Polo with a friend of mine, and Marco Polo is all 100% video. So it's a big little videos back and forth. And you're like, doesn't that take up, doesn't the file size take forever to send a message? No, because it's all built on their server. So when I send a video to them, it almost sends it automatically. So I can record myself in a video just talking to them. I'm very, as you can see, expressioned with my hands and stuff, and I like to have people see me. So I usually talk to my friend. I can show them things. So that's how it all started. Just being able to do that. And it's a really cool Marco Polo app that goes back and forth with video communication. But then I was like, how can I take this and use it in my classrooms? So you can have groups on Voxer, on Marco Polo, just like Voxer. So I can set up a group with just my 4th grade team or just one of my grade level teams or admin team, and I can talk to them and have those video communications. I can also add my teachers, if they have the app too, I can add them as my friends on here, and we can have those two-way communications, which is great for if I go in and drop my phone and when I go in and I do an informal observation, and I just walk in there, and I usually have my Marco Polo, and I'll record it, and I'll flip the camera so I turn, and I'll videotape the teacher teaching a lesson or going into depth with their things. And then I'll record for a little bit and then I'll stop it and I'll walk out and I'll record a second video. I'm like, hey, I really liked how you did this, this, and this. And you could maybe, what if you tried this next time? So Marco Polo is great for easy video communication with other teachers. I love it. And they love using it too. Telegram. I started using Telegram this year as more of a texting app. So I like to use Telegram. The reason I like to use Telegram is it's on its own little private thing, server, whatever, which is really cool. It keeps everything really private. It's a great texting app that you can text with your staff with. You can make groups in Telegram as well. What I love about Telegram is you can send huge files. It's great for file transfers. So if I have to send like a PDF to someone or images or like high quality, high definition images or videos, I can send all that really fast through Telegram. So I use it instead of my text messaging on my phone. I use Telegram as my text messenger. So it's a great app for communication with your staff. Flipgrid I have on here. I'm going to go a little bit more on Flipgrid later. Flipgrid is just a great video app. You can get the Flipgrid app. You can set up different topics. We have a lot of teachers that use Flipgrid in classrooms with the students. The way that I use it from the administrative level is I like to make a topic for each of my staff members. And then when I go into their classroom, I'll click on their topic, which is them, and I'll record a video on that where they can then see, because I share the link with them, they can see all those videos that I've made on here, kind of just like Marco Polo, but a little bit, it's fancier because it can stay on there. So I can record my Flipgrids for that specific teacher. It's also great from an admin level. If you send out and you want responses or surveys from your staff, set up a Flipgrid either on the computer or on your phone app, and then send it out to the staff and have them respond with a video using the Flipgrid app or website. So that's really cool to get feedback and suggestions from them. So I do that a lot. It's really cool. Love Flipgrid. And then it's also all there. So you can actually, what's neat about that is I can make my topic, whether I want it to be seen or not seen yet by them. So I can turn it on and off for moderation. So if I'm collecting like really like interesting like feedback to me or to like a policy that we have or something like that, I can make those videos unlisted where they can submit the videos and only I can view those. Or if it's something more fun, like we did something at the other campus for the principal, he wanted to say happy birthday as his birthday. So I made a Flipgrid, sent it out to the staff. They all recorded the videos and like why they're so thankful for their principal. It was a great principal day activity to show them how much we love our administration. And I sent the final link to him and he got to watch all those really cool videos. Also great for parents to do parent surveys or even staff introductions at the beginning of the year. You can make a Flipgrid, not just the phone app, but the website. You can send that out to the whole staff and say, hey, introduce yourself to the kids that are coming to our school. Not just your kids in your classroom, not just a Flipgrid for you, but for the whole campus. So it's really good to meet everyone, the art teachers, the specialist teachers, the admin. So then we take that final link and we send that out to parents and students and they can all see everyone, all the teachers in the school. So Flipgrid is just a great way to do that. Oh, Christina, you don't want to see me in here? I told you I'm very visual. Okay, here. Oh, you want a big screen on here? Oh, I can make it. Yeah. Why am I not doing that? Christina, you're totally right, by the way. So there you go. How's that? Is that better? I made it full screen for you. Is that what you meant by full screen? Do you want me out of here too? Because I can get myself out of here. So then we also have the Flipgrid, the Google form. I love to use Google Forms for surveys, for information to get stuff back from my teachers. I love using Google Forms. The other way that I like to use it is for verification checks, for walkthroughs, for observations, for coming in and out of the building sometimes if I want to monitor that for myself. So what I do is I create a Google form that's like a simple checklist or a simple drop downs and stuff like that. Perfect. Great. Perfect. And so then I go through and I go to the finished link of my Google form, the form that everybody fills out. So I go to that, and then I go to it on my phone, and then I bookmark it on my bookmarks on my phone. So it looks like an app, but it's not an app. It's just it's a web link that I put on my phone, so I can easily find it a lot easier. So that I can click on it and I can quickly go through my drop-down form. Great for observations. Honestly, if you're doing walkthroughs and observations, I know many of us have different ways that we have to, like Eduforia or Strive, or you have to go through different things to do that. But I love the informalness of like doing a Marco Polo to someone or a Voxer and saying, hey, you did a great job. Here's some feedback. And I love doing the Google form for really good documentation, because I'll have my whole staff listed, all their names as a drop down when I make my form. So then I just have to click, what time am I doing it? Date and time, who my teacher is that I'm observing, what did I observe? And that can be text. I can talk to text. I can say, okay, this is what I saw. And then I can click submit. Who does that form go to on form notifications? It goes to me, so I can see it, but I can also send it on Google Forms to make sure it goes directly to a teacher so they can get it. It's an add-on Google Forms. It's form notifications. You can set it to whoever you're filling that form out on. It goes to their email address. There's a little tip for you. Social media, Twitter, QR Twitter code. I'm on social media all day. I was in a district up in Oklahoma. I won't say which one, but they were highly discouraged ever touch their phones or use social media. They basically couldn't. It was ridiculous. This district highly encouraged building your PLN, reaching out to your PLN when you have problems, sharing the great strategies and stuff that we're doing in our classrooms, because we can tell our story rather than someone else telling our story for us. So we are huge on social media. So I have Facebook, Twitter, all those good apps to share educational stuff all day long. On Twitter, I learned this from my friend Shayna Glass, who is phenomenal. And she said, did you know that when you have your Twitter on your phone, you can go on here and then you can share out your Twitter code. You have a code on your screen that you can go back. So if I click on the Twitter code, so if I click on I wish I could share this a little bit better. I can't. I should have set up my Miron 360. So on here, I can scroll up. I hope you can see this. And at the bottom, I have in the lower corner, there we go. In the lower corner, I have, thank you for enlarging my screen, by the way. I have a little QR code right here. This is in Twitter. So again, I'm in Twitter. I click on my icon, myself, in the upper corner. I go down, I scroll up, but I can see down here, it's a little QR code. If I click on the QR code, it brings up my QR code. What does that do? Whenever I go to a big faculty meeting and I have all my faculty and staff there and I want to promote social media, especially Twitter, thanks for minimizing that, social media on my thing, what I can do is I can have that up. I can say, okay, everybody, we all on Twitter, we had talked about this on the last staff meeting. You all had to make a Twitter so we can share our ideas and build our PLN. I want you to open up your phones, click on your icon, go down to the QR code and get your QR ready. Because what I can do now is I can click on the little camera down here. Watch this. I can click on the little camera down here and look at that. Now I can scan the QR code that is on top. So I tell the teachers, this is a cool thing, especially to do in conferences as well. If you ever go to a big conference, I tell them, get out your QR code. Ready? Okay. You have 3 minutes to go scan as many people as you can, and how many people can scan you. So it's just switching back and forth. So I scan the camera, I scan. And what happens when you scan that? It automatically brings up their Twitter profile and a follow button, and you can quickly follow them just like that. So it's so cool. And so I can just have this out and just be putting this on other people's phones. I'm like, scan me, and follow me. And so it's a great way. One, it's a fun faculty activity to do, get everybody running around, but it's also great to build your PLN on your campuses. Okay. And that was and then the QR code reader on the camera. So a lot of teachers we encouraged to do this a while back. We wanted the teachers to, if they have something great that they want someone to come in and do a walkthrough or something like that. They have, some teachers will make their own QR code or their own Google form tied to a QR code where they will put it on a nice flyer outside their door and say, hey, scan this before you come in. So a good thing to have on your phone, of course, is a really good QR reader. So let me get out of this. So on mine, I have a QR reader. I'll tell you which one. Mine's called QR code reader. And so I have it like this. It scans QR codes. And so what happens is when I go up to that door, a lot of teachers love to use their Flipgrid because you can go to the topic on the Flipgrid. So I will make those and I'll put those outside their room. So when I go up to the room, I'll scan it, walk into the room and already have their Flipgrid up ready to record on their Flipgrid. Or I'll have their Google form. I'll scan it. It goes to their Google form and I'm like, oh, great, cool. And I can fill out their observation form. Some teachers change their Google forms to be what they're working on that week. So if they're working on a place value, they change and they're like, what can I do better for place value? Or come watch my lesson. I walk up to the outside of the door. I get my QR scanner. I scan the QR code. I walk in the room and I am ready to go. So there's just many different ways that I'm getting to that one, my TCA friend. So you can scan those using the QR app. Now, yes, as it was just mentioned in the awesome chat, my phone now has, Meredith Akers would laugh at this because her iPhone has always been able to, if you just go to your camera and you just scan that QR code, guess what's going to do? It's going to open up. It has a QR reader built inside the phone and the camera. So does Android now. So when I go to most Android. So when I'm on my Android phone, I just open up the camera, I can scan it and get back in. It has a built-in QR code. So like I said on the camera, you can get in. So just some different ways that you can use QR codes to get in there. Some teachers have an About Me page that they have like a website or they have something and they put it on they put it on their door or on their outside and they say, hey, scan this before you come in. And it's all about them, all about what they're working on. Sometimes that even has all their TEKS and objectives listed. And so there are great websites that you can go to make your own QR code. So each teacher must make their own QR code so we can provide feedback. Not always. Sometimes I go in and I make those QR codes for them. That's a great question. But there are a lot of websites that you can go to make a QR generator. So QR generator, let me find something real quick because I know it's always the first one I go to. I think it's this one, code generator. If not, I'll tweet it out later. No, this isn't it. There are a lot of them, but you just have to type in QR code generator and they can make their own if they wanted to. Sometimes I make their own. If I make the Flipgrid, it already has all the QR codes. I print those out and I put them on the doors so I can make those for them. So if that answers your question. All right, moving on. I'm still on number 8. That took a long time. Number 7, I'll fly through the rest of them. So some organization and efficiency things that I want or that I love to use. And by the way, if you need to get back to this presentation, I put it up here. It's also in the chat. It's bit.ly/84admin. 8 EIGHT FOR admin. That'll get you to my presentation so you can hop in. So PDF Candy and I love PDF. Lots of times principals want to share different things with their teachers. They want to share PDFs or they want to be able to go in and make different PDFs merge. They want to cut PDFs. They're like my number one client for PDFs and getting that stuff out there. Or they get something and they need to convert it from Word because we don't have Microsoft on our teacher computers. We are a Google for EDU district. So everything's in Google or PDF format when you upload to Drive. So they take it, they convert it first from a Word document to a PDF, and then we take that and we put it on to Google Drive. There's a lot of different ways you can do it. But point being, we love PDF websites, and my teachers ask me about this website all the time. So if I go to pdfcandy.com, I love it because I felt like the SNL lady. I love it because on here you have all these different options. You can merge, you can PDF, you can convert PDFs, you can change it from a JPEG to a PDF, you can lock PDFs, you can watermark them, you can split, you can rotate. A lot of times when we scan stuff, like if I scan something like a document or a note from a parent and I need to keep track of that and I need to scan it, sometimes it doesn't scan right. Well, you can take it and convert it on here. You can rotate those PDFs. So I love this website. It's wonderful. It does a lot of great things and it's all for free. So check that one out. And then I also like, my other one that I love is I love PDF. I think it's .com. Yeah, I love PDF.com. So this is a great website. Also, it does the same thing. It's not as, I call the other one pretty. I like the other one. But this one has some things that the other one doesn't. So I usually switch, if you ever see me, I'm usually switching back between I Love PDF and PDF Candy. So just great things to help administrators go through their PDFs and their file conversions and stuff like that. Gmail signatures and vacation. Y'all, especially if you're an administrator, you're a leader of a school. Please, please, please get onto your Gmail if you guys are using Gmail and formulate a good email signature in your email. So if I go to my email, I'm just going to show everybody just in case you're like, oh, I've never added a signature to my emails. And I go here, Uber, great. If I'm on here, I can go to my settings within Gmail and I can go down to in my settings. Wow, it's really slow right now. Sorry, y'all. Okay, right there. So quick sends, see all settings. I need to go to all my settings. And I'm going to change my email signature and make sure I actually have an email signature for my staff. A great thing that you can do with your email signatures is you can edit them to have different links on them. You can have a signature. You can actually have multiple signatures now in Gmail if you didn't know that. So I could have a personal signature. I could have a work signature. I could have a signature for just my admin people that are above me that need to see that. So you can make different email signatures depending on who your stakeholders are that you're sending that email to. And then you can edit it, make it real cool, put links in here. You could also do like a link to like a meet that you have or something like that, but put that drop that into your signature. And then make sure you check the box underneath to insert the signature before so that it's there. And then another big thing that a lot of administrators don't realize that's down here is their vacation responder. Now I know it says vacation responder, right? It's not like, oh, I'm leaving the office for an hour or so. But a lot of times you get emails from teachers and they would actually like to see that you're gone for the afternoon or something like that. So I always encourage my administrators on my campus to do the vacation, turn it on for when you're leaving. So if I turn it on, I can choose, if I'm gone the rest of the afternoon, I could choose today. Today's October 24th. And then I could say the last day is October 24th. I could say, hey, I'm in a CO meeting or something like that, whatever you want. And then you can have text on here and say, if you need to get a hold of someone real fast, contact the front desk, contact the AP or do something like that. So whenever you're actually gone from the campus, you could have a vacation responder on, and you could only do from people in your contacts or from your school district. So if you wanted to change both of those, you have those options. So I just thought I wanted to mention that because that's a number one thing that a lot of administrators ask me about, the Gmail signature and vacation responder. A lot of people also take their campus visions and put that in the Gmail signatures. So it's just a constant reminder for the staff. Spring clean bookmarks. We have a lot of administrators that have to go through so many different things on their bookmarks. and they've never used folders. I've seen some that I've trained in the past. I've trained them very, very well. And on their bookmarks, they have their bookmarks and they have first grade team, second grade team, third grade team in their bookmarks. So whenever they find resources or whenever they find information for those teachers, they have that located in their folders. If you've never used the folder system before in your bookmarks, go to the three dots, go to bookmarks, and go to your bookmark manager. A lot of people don't even realize that that's here. So when you're in your bookmark manager, you can create new folders and you can go through here and have your folders set, and then you can add bookmarks underneath those. So that's just a great tip to head into those. Another thing is this valuable space at the top. Like this is like prime real estate. I always tell my teachers, I love to have my bookmarks up here. So a thing that I do is I know that this is Gmail. I don't need it to say, especially when you first bookmark Gmail for the first time, Gmail, numbers, name, all this. I don't need it to take up my prime real estate at the top of my bookmark bar. So what I tell a lot of administrators to help that clean that up and make it streamlined and more efficient is I right click and then you can go to edit. If I take away the name, like if it said Gmail, if I go and I just delete the name, so there's no name, guess what it saves as? It saves as that thing called a favicon, which is right up there, and it saves as that, and it's just the image. So I don't need it to say Gmail. I don't want it to waste up all my space. So this is a great way that you can get tons and tons and tons of bookmarks and folders up at the top of your bookmarks. So just right click again, edit, and then just change it up. So it's really easy to do. Like I've gone on teachers' computers and they might have like 3 bookmarks at the top because it takes up so much space. I've also gone into meetings, like I said, where they have like their RTI folder for all those resources. So they have all these bookmarks in these folders for like research, and they have all the folders up there. So just another way to organize your bookmarks, just to help you guys out. A big thing, Chrome accounts, and I'll get to incognito mode in a second, but Chrome accounts. I have a lot of Chrome accounts on my thing. I have all these Chrome accounts. And a lot of people are like, what do you mean by that? And I've gone into a lot of different things where they don't realize, a lot of administrators and leaders don't realize that when you're switching through, like if you have an admin account and a campus account and a personal account and your work account, you have all these different Chrome accounts, if they're Gmail accounts. So if I have all these Chrome accounts, I do not do this. I do not go to my Gmail, click on my Gmail picture, and log out. I never do that. Why? Because I don't need to sign out of my Gmail and have someone else sign into another account. That gets confusing because I'm not actually signing out of Chrome. I'm only signing out of just Gmail. I don't do that in Google Drive. I don't go to Google Drive and sign out of my Google Drive. That's such an inefficient way to manage your multiple accounts. And I know that as administrators or tech leaders, we have a lot of accounts. So how do I do that more efficient? Well, a good way to do that is to go up to your little Chrome account up here and then go down and add different Chrome accounts. So you can go through and you can have those different Chrome accounts. So add it, name it, whatever you want. Like I call it like BSUR admin, whatever my Chrome account is. And then what happens is I sign into that Chrome account, and then I can switch between my Chrome accounts 10 times easier than I can of signing in and out of Gmail. If I need to get to my daughter's stuff and she wants to get on my computer real fast, or if I have a paraprofessional or an aide or someone else that wants to get on my computer real quick, they don't sign out, okay, at all. I don't sign out of my Gmail. Then it's going to get confusing because I have multiple Gmails. No. I go to the Chrome account. So watch what happens when I click on Ava. Bam, a whole new window. These are her bookmarks. Those aren't my bookmarks. These are her extensions up here. They are not my extensions. All her settings, all the websites she signed into, guess what? She's still signed into. If I go to her classroom, that's not my classroom. That is her classroom because everything is tied to their Chrome account, not Gmail or just Drive. Wow. Yeah, right? So if I exit out of that menu If I exit out of that window, if I exit out of the window, her Chrome account is now closed. So it's great for switching between. So I do this all the time, all day long. I'm switching between my personal account and my work account, going back and forth on different things I need to do because I'm signed into those accounts. If I click on my Twitter right here, guess what? That is my personal Twitter account that's signed in. If I leave that and go to my work account, if I go into my new Chrome account on my work account and I sign it, if I click on the Twitter, it's my work account already signed in. Everything's good. So no more signing out of your multiple accounts. Now, what else did I have there? I also had incognito mode, which so many people not using incognito mode. Now, before you send out that really important link or that shared something from your drive, and you're like, I'm pretty sure my staff's going to see this, but instead you don't check it first and you just send it to your staff, and then you kind of look like a goofy person because you did not check your links before you send it out. It is so useful, especially parents. Like if I'm going to send out a link on like School Messenger or on something huge where I know like 10,000 people are going to get this link, if I don't check it first, I'm just like hurting myself in this situation as a leader in my district. So how do I check my links? Well, I grab my link, I copy it. Okay, I already shared this out. I made sure anyone on the link, but I really want to double check. What can you do? Go to your 3 dots in your Chrome browser. Go to new incognito window. That signs you out of it. It brings up a new account. Like you're not signed into anything. It doesn't know who this person is. I call this Joe from Alaska. It's some guy that lives in a cabin way up in Alaska in the woods. No Wi-Fi, barely Wi-Fi. But I want to see what Joe can see when I paste in this link. So I go up to my link, I Control V, I paste it in, and I go, can Joe see this? Because I said I shared this with everyone. Yep, great. Joe can see my presentation, or Joe can see my links. I exit out of that tab, and now it takes me out of incognito mode. It's a great way to check on different email accounts, different stuff, different websites that you're going to share out to your parents to make sure that they can see it in incognito mode. It's great. All right. Moving on. Number 6, recording. Going to move a little bit quicker now because I just have a lot of stuff on here. So like Screencast-O-Matic I have the pro version. I paid for it. For 1 year license, it's like $24. So if you've always been looking for something to make really good recordings, as long as I want, like not a 5-minute time limit or a 7 or 10-minute time limit, I always want to make long recordings. I want to be able to edit. I want to add blur to my videos. I want to add text and documentation and all this. I want to add that all to my videos and stuff to make really great videos. I highly encourage you either A, using Screencast-O-Matic on their website version, the free version, or paying for it and getting the pro version, download it. It's awesome. All our teachers in our district, we bought pro license for our district. They absolutely love it. Now, if you don't want to buy it, you don't have to buy it. You can use the free version. But if you want something else that's really simple to use, especially on a Chromebook, which you can use Screencast-O-Matic on a Chromebook, but if you want something for a Chromebook, Screencastify is also a very good extension. I love their company. Very great. But I use Screencastify because it's a Chrome extension. So I can go up to my Screencastify extension, click on it, and then hop into and quickly make a video. And I can send that link to my teachers. So that's a great way to make quick video recordings of Screencast. It's a Chrome extension. Okay. The next ones that I like Teleprompt Me or QPrompter. I just recently learned about Teleprompt Me because I love it. And here's why I like to do this, especially when I'm making videos or I'm making these instructional things for my learners or for my teachers or for my staff or for my parents. So if I click on here, and I go to that website. Sorry, I did not book. I link that. I should have linked that. Here's what it is. You go up to the top. You type in your text, okay, into there. Then you restart. You can choose a color as well. You can choose a size. And then when I click on restart, good morning. My name is Tom Spall. It's a nice to be here today. The dog ran up the street. Blah, blah, blah. So So what it does is it's a prompter. So when I'm recording my video for myself, or when I'm recording a video for anyone that I need to record, I have multiple monitors in there. I write out my whole script and I put it up on my computer and I click record and I just read through my script. So if you have like a really important video for your parents or something, or if you're going to video ready for the board or for your heads up or your administration, use this teleprompt.me and have it ready to go and just have your script in there so you know exactly what you're doing. It's great for the students as well. If you work on a campus, like Glenn just said, we use that a lot for video or making videos as well. And it works really good for the students as well. Thank you, Glenn. Glenn said Padcaster uses Parrot app, which I've also used separately as well. Very cool. Thanks for mentioning that. So that's teleprompt.me. There's also QPrompter, which is a good website. Kind of does the same thing, but QPrompter doesn't recognize your voice. QPrompter you can set to like a pace, and then it'll just start scrolling up, and you can make it go faster or slow. So if you're like a fast talker and you speak with a crazy accent, kind of like me sometimes, and the talk to text is not going to pick up the lovely stuff I say, you can use that and it just scrolls up at a certain pace that it goes. WeVideo for making videos, Windows Movie Maker. I downloaded that to my computer. It's a free download. You can find it online. The reason I like to use those is I like to compile movies that I record. So if I have like 5 or 6 different videos and I need to put them all together for my staff, I take them all, use Windows Movie Maker, and it puts them all together. Windows Movie Maker is the oldest thing. It's been around for 10,000 years, and I still use it. So Flipgrid. Again, I already talked about Flipgrid. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but it's awesome to use Flipgrid as well. All right, number 5, praising and presenting. I kind of broke these down with our BSE admin team. So numbers 5 through 1 this is a joint presentation with my BSE Wire team that we did at another conference. And so they added some really great ideas on stuff that they wanted to talk about as well in regards to the topics at the top. So praising and presenting. So I work with a guy named Troy Kuhn, who's amazing. He's at TS Kuhn. Yep, TS Kuhn on Twitter. And then Brittany Colick, and she's at Brittany Tech. So at BRITTNITECH. And they're great to follow as well on Twitter. So when we're doing praising or presenting, let me go back to the full screen mode. We wrote down a bunch of different ideas that we like to do with our teachers. Some of them I've already talked about. I like to record the drop-ins on instruction using Voxer and stuff. I like to do weekly student shout-outs. So I'll record myself, or I'll go find that student and I'll get in a recording with them, a video recording, and I'll do a shout out to that student with them right there. And then I'll share that on social media. I'll say, this is Chloe Spall and she's amazing. Here's what she did this week. Do you have anything to say? She'll say it. It's kind of like a quick little news conference thing, but it's a weekly student shout out and they love those. Those are cool. Morning huddle and recognition. We have, due to remote learning this year, we actually had all of our administrators start doing like a morning meeting with their remote learners and the face-to-face. So we were using Google Meet. All the teachers in the school would hop on that one Google Meet that the administrator would be doing from his or her office. And then everybody in their classrooms up on the boards would watch the morning meeting with the principal, and they would say the pledge, go over announcements, all that cool stuff, and just have a quick morning huddle. Before all this great pandemic stuff, we had a great principal, Mr. Ogg, principal Ogg on Twitter over here at Alton Elementary School in town. He did the morning huddles as a whole group out there in the cafeteria with everybody. And that's how they started off the morning. So all the kids met there. They would do a morning huddle, talk about announcements, and then go off from there. So definitely, however you guys do your either Google Meet or Zoom or whatever you use in your district, definitely think about doing more of a morning huddle if you're not doing one already. And that's a great way to also recognize staff and students during the morning huddle. Teacher Student of the Week, we've done that before. Staff cheers and callbacks. I know a lot of staffs already have like some corny ones that they use, which is great. I love to use like different callbacks and cheers. I had a cheer box in my room for my students, and it was just as like a little box. I thought I had it, but it has cards in there, and we just pull it out, and then the kid gets to choose what cheer they want from the box. So just doing that, it's a good way to praise and do that to the students. Social media mentions is a great thing. If you're not on Twitter, I'm going to strongly encourage you, hop on Twitter. I always thought I didn't need another social media thing, and when I finally got on, I loved it. And then take over a duty. I also have from Mr. Kuhn, Troy, I have the 5 to 8 things that he talked about, Sonic drinks and treats, just different announcements you can do. And then 9 through 12, Brittany mentioned these, like they at Super Bowl time they all hand out the Super Bowl squares and they all play that as a staff. And then they all get cool stuff that they can win on that. Notes and lesson plans. When you turn in your lesson plans, a lot of the high school administrators will hop on there and write some really nice comments, because honestly, I'm going to tell you this honestly, I hope you look in the camera. Many administrators will not give feedback on lesson plans. They won't, and they haven't. If you're listening to me right now, if you're still on here, I still have 5 more minutes. Y'all, get on those lesson plans and actually show the teachers that you're looking at their lesson plans, that you're paying attention to what they're doing. That means a lot. And Brittany knows that from the high school. She said that a lot of teachers love when you just get like a little comment, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to come see this on Tuesday. I love what you're doing. So a little comments can go a long ways. Take your presentations to the next level. I got this presentation off one of these. I linked these as well. Slides Carnival, Slides Go, Slides Mania are great websites to go get free PowerPoint or Google slide presentations that you can automatically hit up with and use those in your presentations with your staff so they're not boring and you can make them more fun and energetic. Inspiring. Blogging, having a blog, having a team blog, stuff like that. Leading and modeling by example. I already mentioned the Voxer message, the Twitter message, using video to highlight different student engagement, YouTube playlists to inspire the staff, making your own playlists in YouTube. You can make YouTube playlists. Leading and modeling by example. And then Troy said weekly Monday motivation. They have a Monday motivation thing that goes out from the admin team to the staff as an email. So they love that. Digital lockbox challenges that they do as a staff for the monotony of the day. That can be done in flippity.net, by the way, FLIPPITY, flippity.net. Trivia contests. Brittany said videos for students through email and Twitter, messages on Twitter, and retweeting. I'm going to skip that because we don't have time. Spreadsheet and organization. I don't have time to go through all this, but if you guys want to check this all out on your own, there's so many different ways that you can use Google Sheets to stay organized, Google Forms. I went through a couple of these. Oh, the one that I missed on the phone apps and for organization, Google Keep. Wow. Google Keep is wonderful for keeping up with notes. I make notes all the time. I would not live or do my job without Google Keep. I need it all day long to make my task list, to make my list. I'm a lister. So yeah, huge, important advocate for that. All right. The link has just been dropped in there. So definitely check out the link. Surveys, if you want to check out how to do surveys. Again, I went more into Google Keep. Communication, Wakelet, S'more Pages, Blogger, Google Classroom, Voxer, all those great ones that you can check out. A lot of these I've already talked about. Google My Maps for home visits. If you've never checked out My Maps by Google, you can make a custom map. So our admin team gets together and they love, or even our teachers love to do it in the classroom, and they find out the kids' addresses. They put it on Google My Map and they love to do home visits. If you're going to go do, a lot of school districts do student of the month. So they put that on a thing, and then they plot out where those student of the months are for grade level. And before they even leave, they grab their Google My Map and they plot it out, and then they know exactly how much time it's going to take to get to each house and where they need to go, where the kids live around the community. Man, I had lots of stuff on here. I haven't done this one in a while. So non-tech, personal handwritten note, keep it simple. putting something on a teacher's door box. Great job on the lesson. Again, like I was saying earlier with the lesson plans. Bandit board. This is almost the last thing, and I'll let you guys go. Bandit board, check it out. I created this bandit board at Alton Elementary back in the day when I was teaching there in 2008, I think. And I put it up there, and teachers could grab out of that Bluebell ice cream box. They could grab a slip of paper that was already as like a sentence starter. It said, "I saw blank," the person's name, "doing this in their classroom," and then it gave what it was, and then it said who gave the credit. So you could steal Bandit board, steal that idea, take it and put it up there. And I love Bandit boards, and they're good to see because everyone in that school can see it. Make it digital. Go to Padlet. Go to Flipgrid. Go to whatever online source you could do, because that can all be digitalized too. But honestly, some of y'all, just doing it non-digital like this, where everybody can see it when they're going to the bathroom or walking into the office, is much more beneficial. Tech communication, do comment on the lesson plans, do those things I talked about, and you'll be good. Thank you. That's it. I had no time to spare. If you want to provide any feedback on it, I know it was a lot of information. It might have been too much on this one. Sorry, but I wanted to get it all out to you. You have this presentation. It was dropped in the comments, so you can get back to it. If you want to leave me a quick little feedback or survey, I love it. I read those. I'll communicate with you on Twitter with Tommy Spall, and you can send me an email if you have any questions. Thank you very much for joining.
Awesome. Great job, Tommy Spall. Always great information coming from you.
Thanks, man.
Learned a ton from this. Absolutely enjoyed it. Let's get this out of here. Sorry. The password for the session is posted right below me, right there, pretty much. So if you go to your email, you can go ahead and plug that password in. We have about 9 minutes for the next session. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I know I am. And I hope y'all have a great day, and I hope you're enjoying it from the comfort of your home.
Don't forget bit.ly/8 for admin. Thanks, y'all.